spicy mum going to the parent-teacher meeting. Okay, I don't think it's the worst song ever. Oh, don't ruin it. Pop drop. Don't rap. Please don't rap. Oh, he's rapping. Just milk it as much as possible. Hey Eurovision fans, it's Tom coming to you from Dublin. I'm back for another Eurovision reaction video. Today is the first semi-final of Melodi Grand Prix. That's Norway's national final. I'm going to listen and react to all 7 songs and tell you who I think could win. So, let's kiki. As always, you can use the progress bar if you want to skip to one of the 7 reactions. As you may know, MGP has been my favourite national final now for maybe the last 2 or 3 years in a row. It used to be Melodi Festivalen, but I think Melodi Festivalen has really gone downhill recently. I think Melodi Grand Prix has actually been the best pop national final quite consistently. I'd say maybe through the last 3 or so-ish years, I'd probably put it at the top. So really excited about this. They've changed the format. It used to be 4 or 5 semis of 4 songs, one going through and then a second chance round and then automatic qualifiers, which was the main thing I really didn't like. They would have these automatic qualifiers who would be established artists with quite crappy songs too often. Some would be good songs, but some would be kind of not so good. The type of songs that probably wouldn't have qualified if they were in the semi. So it felt a little bit unfair that you had these people who, because of name recognition, like they're a famous fisherman or in Norway or whatever, they get a pass to the final, where someone in the semis who's not well known with a better song doesn't get through. I just didn't like that. It just didn't seem like it made any sense because it's a song competition. Nobody outside of Norway cares about who this fisherman is. Our new format is 3 semi-finals of 7 songs, 3 songs qualified to the final, and then I think there's some sort of wild card or something as well. I'm going to go through in alphabetical order. There is no running order yet. So let's start with Alessandra Mele. She's the Queen of Kings. She's sitting on a throne. It's looking very epic. Alessandra, one of the number secret bang. Ooh. Oh, God, no, it just brings pop. Oh. I love MGP. I really do freaking love it. I know I'm going to get so much quality pop this year. Oh, God. Brilliant. This is just like over the top, overproduced, brilliant pop. It's a bit early for me to be saying that, but I just got that gut feeling. Plus the reputation of MGP for being able to deliver that. Okay, give me a pop drop, Alessandra. Pop drop. Oh my god, it's amazing. It's kind of trashy, but it's the best type of trashy. It's very like Eurovision-y, like overproduced pop. I like it. I think she should qualify. I think she will qualify from this, I think. I hope she brings a very dramatic and like melodramatic staging to this, because I think it would be suitable. Oh yeah, I need to listen lyrically what's going on. Yeah, I love it. It reminds me a tiny bit of Kaino, actually, that same energy, that kind of like heavy dance. That like dance pop plus. Brilliant. God, that's a gorgeous violin as well. Yeah, MGP just gets me. I think they like crawl into my brain when I'm sleeping and just like read what I want in my life. This is gonna be great if I'm in the gym, actually. I'm just thinking it's such a high energy song. Yeah, like great. I love that. Look, I'm realistic. I know that is a little bit too tacky for some people. And you know, if that went to Eurovision, I don't think it will go to Eurovision because I've been hearing so many rumblings about other songs. But if it did go, look, Norway pretty much always qualify, apart from Icebreaker, which funnily enough was in that same kind of vein as like a high energy pop dancey song. So, but keep in mind 2016 was like one of the strongest years ever. So even amazing songs didn't qualify, but I'm pretty sure Agnetha was like 14th or 15th because I love that song. And every time I see the word Icebreaker, there's a card game I play and one of the cards is called Icebreaker. Every time I see that card, it reminds me of an Agnetha. So yeah, I think that song by Alessandra is in the same vein as that. So not necessarily that it would do well at Eurovision, but I love it in the competition. Brilliant. What a great start. Okay, how much battery have I got left? Ooh, still 10%. Next, we've got Eirik Næss with Wave. Now, because I'm not listening to these in an order, I might get 2 dancey bops. I don't know what I'm getting. Usually it's upbeat, low beat, upbeat, etc. This looks like it's going to be more introspective from top. Maybe this is the fisherman I was talking about. Want to know my secret bang? Oh no, it is. It's upbeat as well. Is it a feel-good "You Are a Hero" song? I do feel like when a song starts like this, I can kind of predict like 95% of what's coming. And that is a bit off-putting. I don't know if that's just me though. I have a slight feeling of dread that it's going to be very predictable, but I hope he surprises me in some way. I don't know. Yeah, it was the structure I expected. Melodically, it was fine on the chorus. It wasn't bad. Just, I want more than fine though. The cover's very misleading now because that looks to me like a very introspective song. I suppose it's not in black and white. If it was in black and white with him in the sea, I'd be like, oh, this really is thought-provoking, poetic, walking down a beach song. I really want this. Oh, I want this to end. This feels no hopery to me, unless he's very famous in Norway. He's got 10 subscribers, so I don't think he's a big shot in Norway. I don't really have much to say, unfortunately. When it's that very predictable type of song, I know exactly what's coming. I actually don't mind that guitar coming in now. It's quite quiet, but I do like it. It is a little bit more unexpected. Yeah. Look, that was fine, but it was so predictable for me that like literally in the first 15 seconds, I know exactly what the entire structure of the song is going to be because it just feels really unoriginal. It just feels like it's just another one of those songs again that we do tend to get here and a Melodi festival on as well. It's just like, wow. Yeah, I think some people like that. I couldn't pick out anything that made it distinctive for me than previous songs of that same ilk. So yeah. Next we've got Jowst and Byron, Freaky for the Weekend. Now I've seen a ton of hate for this on Twitter, so I'm very curious what's got people so riled up. Some people are like, this is the worst song they heard in 30 seconds ever. Freaky for the Weekend or Jowst, one of number secret bang. Okay, I don't think it's the worst song ever. Now obviously Jowst has won, so I wonder if that's going to help him. What year did he win in? Was that 18? They came top 10 as well. This sounds absolutely fine to me. This doesn't sound like the worst song ever. Yeah, I think this sounds fine. Like, look at the disco ball in that picture. They're going for like a 70s, 80s feel, dance feel. I do think it's all going to come down to this pop drop though. I don't mind that. It was a little bit of an anticlimactic pop drop. I was expecting something a little bit. Oh no, we're getting it now. Okay. It was like a pre-chorus. I think this is fine. I don't think it's super wow. But it's got a cool vibe and it does feel a little bit more like targeting a male audience. I don't know if that makes sense. Isn't it? It targets a different part of the audience. It's a representation, different type of song. I keep thinking that Jowst is Alexander. What was the guy? Yeah, that's he. It was Jowst and Alexander, Talk to the Hand guy. So Jowst is the guy with the max. Yeah, I always get them mixed up. I think it's fun. It's a proper vibe. Like, it really is leaning into a genre and it's different. It's gonna stand out in the semi. And I like that Jowst has kind of like put this slight tilt on it. So, like I said, with that last song, I felt it was very predictable. I don't feel this is predictable at all. So for me, it's got a slight element of freshness to it. And he's like a professional producer, so I can feel the construction of the song. I can feel the like journey going through. We're going somewhere. There's a plan. Yeah, I thought that was grand. Like, it's not massively the type of song that I like. I don't think I would download that, but I think that's perfectly respectable. I would kind of hope that would maybe qualify to the final in third place or something. I wouldn't want it to represent them because I didn't think it was strong enough, and yeah, I want to be in love with the Norwegian entry because they're one of my favorite countries in the competition. So kind of the last time I didn't like the Norwegian song. I did like Tix, so that kind of put me in the minority. When was the last time I didn't like Norway's song? This is trivia, in case you ever... some sort of pub quiz. Very, very specific pub quiz. The last time that I did not like Norway song for Eurovision was 2010. Didrik Solitangen, My Heart Is Yours. That did nothing for me. Everyone else from 2011, Stella, Tuji, Margaret Berger, Carl Espen, Moreland and Deborah, Agneta, Jowst, Ryback, Kaino, Ulrikke, Tick Subwoofer. Yeah, I even liked Ryback as well in 2018. That won at semi. So yeah, Norway for me, just freaking amazing. I don't know if they're they're high up on my rankings. I'm pretty sure they're in my top 5. Okay, next we've got Kate Gulbrandsen. She's saying Tårer, paradis. Sorry, that's my Swedish accent, not my Norwegian accent. Now, she was in Eurovision 1987, which was the year that Sandra Kim won. No, it wasn't the year that Sandra Kim won. Oh my God, I'm going to Eurovision hell. It's the year that Johnny Logan won. Wow. Wow. Watch my subscriber count just half. Okay, yeah, Johnny Logan won that year. It was in Brussels because Sandra Kim won in 86. So I've made a mistake in my Shireen video, which I just filmed. Yes, Kate Gulbrandsen, she came 9th, but she was first in the running order, so that's actually pretty good. She was top 10. Tears in Paradise. Now that is a spicy title. I actually like that title. One of them is Secret Bang. Her jacket is a little bit spicy mum going to the parent-teacher meeting. Mum with a new look. I prefer something a little bit more jazzy. Like, for example, now, if you took off her jacket, I think her styling is very nice. Like that top with the leather pants, that's cool. But yeah, the teal jacket just, no. Okay, it's a pretty ballad. She's got a lovely voice. Where are the Tears in Paradise coming in? Ooh, I like that little callback at the end of the chorus. Overall, I think this semi is very good quality now. How many songs in Norway? This is the 4th song. I don't think anything's bad. Like even Eirik, I was critical. I didn't think it was bad. I just wasn't inspired. A little bit of harping coming in now. A little bit of string accompaniment. This has got a swirl to it. And it's not a Disney song. It feels a little bit grittier than Disney song. But it's got that Disney quality in the... Ooh. I love that. Ooh, callback. Lovely. Do it again. Oh, they're just going to do it again. Yes, they did it this time. They might as well milk it. Just milk it as much as possible. That is some lovely choral singing. It's very Disney. But I'm okay with it. I hope this qualifies. I would like to see some representation from someone who's not 20. It's very well written. It's got a pretty typical construction, but the instrumentation is very, very impressive. That's a lovely... There's some lovely sonic elements in this. Yeah, really lovely. I'm rooting for Kate. Get her a new jacket and we're ready to go. Ooh, give me a little bit of Hammer of Thor at the end there. Okay, really, really great. That was unexpected as well. I have to... Excuse me. Don't start. I have to admit, generally, the older contestants don't tend to get given the more exciting songs or the better songs. I think a lot of the songwriters do target the younger artists. I can kind of get that because they're more likely to have a following and there's a little bit of ageism and generally with televotes. So I get that, but it's nice to see one of the older artists having a really, really very decent song. I think some people are really gonna like that. I thought that was really quality. I'm actually think I'd probably download that. There was something about it which was just really lovely, and I think I would listen to it when I'm in a certain place or in a certain mood. Like if I was going for a walk in the countryside or something, I think that would be a really lovely song to listen to, or if I wanted something kind of very chill and calming. So I like that. It was kind of surprised me. Okay, next up is Rasmus Thall. He's saying Tresko. What does Tresko mean? It means clogs, obviously. Why wouldn't it? And it is a guy in a clog. The clue was right there. There's a picture right there in front of me. Rasmus, 109 Bang. All these people, he's got 6 subscribers. I feel like they've all just started their YouTube channels just for MGP. Okay, different vibe again. Okay, so we're going for a different vibe because we're going for this kind of humor feel. I think he's talking about him walking around his clogs. So again, I like it. Another mix-up. I'm going to say something now which is a little bit controversial. I think the quality and variety in this semi-final, in this single semi-final, is better than Irish Eurosong. We just need to ask Norwegian sort of songs. Yes, it's got interesting elements as well. That kind of like, it sounds like a tribal, that background vocal accompaniment is great. God, MGP is brilliant, isn't it? I'm such an MGP like fangirl. Look, I'm not saying I would download this, but I'm thinking about it. How of those songs now, we're in the 5th song. I'm contemplating downloading 3 or 4 of them. Oh, don't ruin it. I really, really like that background thing. That's the key hook for me that I'm really enjoying. It's a real different feel, and I think that he's gonna mop up. I think him and Jowst are gonna overlap a tiny bit. I think like straight guys watching are gonna like enjoy Rasmus and Jowst for just being that little bit like less. You know what I mean? Yeah, just different variety. That's what you want. Give people lots of different variety. It helps every song stand out as well, because that's what you usually will get in Eurovision final as well. You aren't going to get all the same songs. There is a pretty good representation. So it's more realistic in seeing how can this stand out and how does it fit when it's amongst other genres. And also when you've too much of one genre, they just wash each other out. Okay, anyway, honestly, that all means nothing because it all just comes down to Ulrikke now. A lot of backstory here. Ulrikke obviously won in 2020. Even though there was that the year with all the controversy? I still think she won fair and square. I thought that was the best song. That was my favorite song from the final. I remember doing my initial reaction to it and being pretty warm, thinking it was great, and then she brought it to life. She really is an absolutely stunning performer. She's currently working on Mamma Mia, so she's a bit of an actress on top of being an exceptional singer. She really does know how to bring a intensity and a drama to her performances. So I thought that she brought attention alive. It ended up being my number 3 in 2020, but big caveat to that is that the majority of my favorites that year didn't make it through. That was my doom year where none of my favorites in national finals won. The hype for this on Twitter has been unbelievable. Half the people are saying this is going to win Eurovision, the other half are saying it's very bland and boring. So you do tend to find though when people are talking about something winning, you'll have this like automatic counter reaction where people are like, oh, this is terrible, because they just want to hate on something that other people are liking. So anyway, I'm very excited for this. She is a big star. This could win MGP, so I'm very conscious of that. So I want to like it. And I want her to have justice for not being able to go in 2020. In any case, this is Ulrikke, One In On My Secret Bank.
I never knew what you needed.
The thing as well is I know that she would have waited for a really good song. So my expectations are hard because of that. Because she would have been waiting for this. Okay, standard starting. Some nice violin in the background there, hiding in the background.
So you say the word when the weight of the world's too much. Honestly,
Okay, into the chorus. That double bass is very lovely as well. It sounds very, very, very well written so far. I'm not hearing Eurovision winner, but I am hearing Eurovision competent placing. Ooh. Yeah. Is this in Norwegian as well? Okay. I know this was written by Ben Adams as well from Subwoofer. That change up into the kind of heavy violins was jarring, mostly positive way. It was a little bit jarring. There's elements of it which sound a little bit too theatrical for me. They sound a bit too Broadway. Like slightly gimmicky. But overall it's very epic and swirling and, you know, the main part of a film with the main scene. A little bit remind me of Let It Go from Frozen. I do like the Norwegian a lot. I do like Norwegian. It's a very pretty language. This slight added in production, it just sounds, yeah. That breakdown as well feels a little bit expected. There's lots of contrasting things I like and also feel a little bit unoriginal. But overall, I'm looking at it with a very thick microscope because expectations are high. Big note at the end, lovely. This is great now, this crescendo is fantastic. That's just a bit too jarring for me. Feels like it breaks up the flow a bit too much. It's got an epicness to it, but it feels like it interrupts the flow of the song. That heavy violin part. Yeah, okay, now look, I've just got to come back and say, look, for first listen, it's definitely striking. Her vocals sound amazing. I think that my biggest takeaway was that it's more Broadway that I felt. It didn't feel like a Broadway song, but it just felt like some of the Broadway elements of it, which were kind of like slightly gimmicky or slightly very winky, were probably a bit too prominent. I felt like they interrupted the song sometimes. Generally though, very well written. Obviously there was some really nice string organization there with the violins and the double bass. Her vocals, I never thought her vocals would be anything but great, so that wasn't something I was worried about. Yeah, it's weird. Definitely, like, obviously going to qualify. Definitely a contender for MGP. I think her story as well is going to help her a lot in MGP. There is going to be a slight element of like justice. We saw a lot like with Uka Savista and we saw with the Roop that people who didn't win, who then went back to a national final with decent song. Uka Savista's song was awful, so he just got through because Estonian housewives want to bang him. Ulrike's not going to have it. I think Ulrike's going to get a little bit of help. I think she's popular in Norway as well. You know, she's working Mamma Mia. I think she's not a superstar, but I think she's well known enough and people will know the backstory of 2020. So there's going to be an element of justice to her. I think this song is definitely competent enough to go. I'm not hearing Eurovision winner at all, like not. But yeah, that's a pretty harsh thing to compare everyone to. Should I listen, like, you know, I wasn't comparing the other 5 songs I listened to. Can they win Eurovision? Absolutely, God no. So, you know, the fact that that's even a consideration is a compliment. But for me, it's also good for me in a way, because if it was absolutely amazing, I would feel like MGP is already over. That there would be no competition because she'll just run away with it because she's a previous winner who got screwed over by COVID with an amazing song. I don't think the narrative is so clear-cut based on what I heard, but I'm pretty positive about that. I don't feel an urge to download it, but I probably will download it eventually. I feel probably similar enough to how I felt about Detention. Attention took me a couple of listens before I really fell in love with it, and I did fall in love with it. Totally mixing it up. Let's go to Umami Tsunami, who I think followed me on Twitter, so they must be starting a PR campaign. Okay, Umami Tsunami, one of my secret band. Geronimo was an Indian. Okay, so getting more boy band vibes. Ooh, a little bit of Norwegian as well, which I like. Am I getting that they're inspired by K-pop, or am I totally misreading the situation? I do kind of like these behind the scenes videos. It reminds me a lot of Backstreet Boys. When Backstreet Boys would release their 4th single and they weren't arsed doing a video, so they would just show scenes from their tour. They're going to have to bring the energy in this performance big time. They've got something to work with here. If they can do like a really slick performance, like hitting the dance moves absolutely perfectly, really dynamic and energetic, which it looks like they're training for. They got to bring the energy, they got to bring the confidence. It's got to be confident to sell it to me. But yeah, boy bands definitely can stick out, and it's definitely going to have its fans. You know that there's a certain type of girl, like teenage girls, can get in a bit of a twizzy about something like this. I do wish they were helping themselves out a little bit more musically. I don't feel like this is evolving in a way that would make their job easier on stage. Lyrically, it feels a bit meaningless. Like Geronimo is a very famous Indian. It also means like, you know, here we go. Like jumping off a cliff, Geronimo. Don't rap. Please don't rap. Oh, he's rapping. Yeah, it's got enough in the melody. It's not an amazing melody. It's got enough that now it's literally just up to them to dance their way into the final. I wonder if they've got us their choreographer now. I wonder if this will be a slow-mo effect that we'll start seeing better choreographers in Eurovision, because generally the choreography in Eurovision is too below par, I think. And Chanel really exploited that last year by showing that there's a level of choreography that 99% of Eurovision entrants don't reach. There's a lot of them walking around with these like GoPros on their head. I know it seems a little bit odd. Okay, look, that's solid enough. I think they've just left themselves a task now. I think it's literally just going to come down, can they dance their way into the final? If they can do a super slick choreographed performance, very confident, just lots of cool camera cuts, maybe a little bit of pyro, a little bit of extra stuff like that, I think they can definitely make the final. Overall, I thought that was a really great semi-final. Like I said, I think that's better than Irish Eurosong. Which three would I put through? I would put through Ulrikke. I would put through Kate. I really enjoyed that, way more than I expected. And then I would put through... I don't think there's an obvious third person for me to go through. I would rather just wait to the night and see who's good. But in contention, I would say it's Alessandra, Rasmus and Umami. So I'm kicking out... and Jowst, I suppose. Okay, let's just leave it at my top two. There's two I want to go. The third is going to be, I think, anyone but Eirik. Unfortunately, Eirik just didn't do anything for me. I can't look at the community rankings because it's all three semis together, unfortunately. Overall, amazing, really, really great MGP. I'm so excited. If that is 1/3 of the good songs, it means I've still got some really, really great songs left. I think I'm going to get so many downloads this year. I'm so excited. MGP, I think, probably is going to be my favorite national final again for the 3rd or 4th year in a row. Obviously, the big story is, can Ulrikke win? I don't think it's as clear cut as that. I'm looking at two other possible contenders, which is Elsie Bay and Maria Salen. I think those are the two big names, so I think the semis have been seeded with one of them in each. Okay, that's what I think about the 7 songs at semi-final number 1 of Melodi Grand Prix from Norway. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in another video very soon. Goodbye.